I know it's been a while. Just a lot of stuff was going on. I got into an altercation because of the weather. So I had to look for a car and heal up from that. The calendar changed for me again this year over the weekend, along with my son, my middle son. So, took some time off to spend time with him and um, just, try to piece things back together, really. Lots just gone on this year. It's been rough. But I'm not complaining because I know everyone's going through this. Everyone's got their problems, and we're all just trying to make it, right? But I've seen some things interesting while I was recuperating, and here it is. Here is what we've been looking for when people say you cannot change your nationality. Yes, you can. Now, the process of also going to the next step of figuring out the forms, I guess, is what I'm looking for. But here's the paperwork I'll have on me to arm myself at all times, so no one can tell me that I can't. Because if you can read this, I read this. What I want to get to is the good part. Now, the UN adopted this, but here's down here. Everyone has the right to a nationality, right? You're like, oh, no big deal. Let me zoom in. I hope you can see that, right? But the second part is crucial, right? And no one's going to be able to deprive you of this right. And this is what I was telling you about that I heard, what's his name, Chief Nanya L mentioned this the first time. And like I tell a lot of people, I listen to your videos the first time. The second and third time is when I go back with pen to paper and try to take notes so I can, start to look stuff up. Because the first time it's going to be new to me, so it's going to be shocking, So, or that's, it's going to be shocking, and it's going to sound, new. So you're trying to take it all in, but you won't I don't comprehend it all at the first time. So it's like the second and third times when I'm taking notes, I'll start to piece things together with what you've spoken about, But here it is. It's like I said, just all you gotta do is Universal Declaration of Human Rights from the United Nations. I want to show you something else I found. Whenever you're dealing with the law, okay, you want to sign V.C, right? This is a new one that I've come across. I was watching some people in Australia in the battles that they're going through to free themselves. The Aborigine people too, so to free themselves. And this is what I got. The gentleman was pointing out, always sign bond papers, bank law papers, paper from the police. And it says here, it's followed up by your signature. VC is used with a signature, all right? And what you want to notice is it's a Latin term meaning having been forced. And they're forcing you because you wouldn't sign any of that stuff if they didn't have a gun on them, or if they knew if you knew they weren't going to shoot you. Which is just like they assume that you have a gun on you and they can pull the trigger on you. You can see the gun on them. So it's not an assumption. It's just a matter of how does that representative feel today? Which is not the way it's supposed to be, right? But still. So print this out. I'll leave it in the description box. I'll leave both of them in there if it'll help you find it so you don't have to go searching for it. But you check this out, VC. And this is just short. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's something to print out, have in your car, print out, have one in your house. Read this to your children, or have your children read this back to you. Start teaching them so they can start, because they're going to say, this is dumb. We don't hear this stuff every day. No one else is talking about this. You guys are crazy. That's okay. That's okay. That's okay. Because later on, it's going to come back and they'll be in situations and they're going to remember what you taught them. And they're going to be so thankful that you took the time out to bring this up. Cargo. Now this is straight up my dyslexia for you. Because as soon as I seen cargo, I thought Congo. And I had to fool around and look it up, and I thought that was funny. That my mind would have put that in two and two together. Because I still think that they dropped us. Not us, but they dropped off our people over here to colonize it the way that they were doing with, we know about the history of here, but other places that they brought people from the Mississippi brought them over to this continent, left them there, and wanted them to colonize it for them, so them having to get their hands dirty. So I just looked it up, and because it was just, I had to read it and get my mind straight. But for some reason, I thought it was funny. And my mind would immediately thought that, and it's like, no, it's similar, but it's not the same word, right? Let me see here. What else was I looking up? No, I don't need this anymore. I was reading about one of the people that uses an example that signed the letter under duress. Oh, and this is the other thing. After you sign it, V.C, meaning that you're under duress. Also use this, preserving all rights. Right? It's withholding. It's called preserving all rights without prejudice. This is where I first heard about this. I looked it up, and I've been using this website to read more. Because like one thing, as you'll see, one thing will lead you to another. Here, let me go back to the right. This is the right one. Withholding prejudice, and it's just literally something simple that you're signing this so you don't incriminate yourself. That they can't come back and use anything else against you. They can't add on personal charges like they try to do. Because I literally, I have people on my wife's side of the family that's going through this, where they wrote them some tickets for one thing and then came back later on and have added other stuff onto it. And I told them, if you would have done preserving your rights without prejudice, or just signed it with the VC, I wanted to see how it would go, because I haven't ran into these issues yet. But I said, it doesn't hurt to try, right? So, and they know that, because I'm asking that with the ticket, and all that stuff. I'll go ahead and pay, for any results that come out of it if they're scared. But I just wanted to see how this stuff is gonna work, because we got to try it sometime. Sorry, I was just reading through things. Sacramento. I was reading about the places that were named, nigger this and nigger that, and I misread something. I thought Sacramento itself was called Nigger Valley, but it wasn't, if I remember correctly. It was just some water ride. They called it Nigger Bin or something like that. So another thing that was going on was a lot of stuff that was Lex Will and his the Man on the Silver Mountain. Stuff was going through my mind, and so I was looking up stuff about the North Pole, and people have came up with some pretty interesting stuff, and I don't want to use their work, but there's interesting stuff out there. But one of the things I took away from it is I was, just listening to other people, go over this. They kept briefly just skipping over the part about the mountain. Is it this one? Yeah, the mountain being named Negro. Now, they always just say, oh, it means Black Mountain. But you're telling us that the place, in these people's words that keep bringing this up, that you need to go and pass over the Black Mountain. And I started thinking about it. Are the mound builders, or were the mound builders trying to imitate? Were they trying to imitate the mountain? And then you notice something? Nearly everywhere our people are, they always have some sort of sacred large mountain. Listen to the work that Arthur Scott presented me about Chief Wars and the people of, what was it down there in Bolivia, right? Belize. There it is. And how they were, it is Bolivia. And how she was talking to them at a meeting where her and people from the, what's this place, Papua New Guinea, they all came together, they were talking, they were exchanging information, and come to find out that all of them have the same information. Now, how is people from South America, people from the Papua New Guineas have the same information that's kept sacred and private only to them, so the rest of the world can't steal it and use it? And here, she said what really connected them was the mountain. One of the names that they had here in Louisiana, I'm not in it, but in Louisiana, the people in South America had a mountain that was named the same name. And she just thought that was crazy. She had to call them up and tell them when she searched for stuff down there in South America. And they're like, yeah. They're like, I was on the way back and I was telling everybody, our rest of our family is up here in North America, up in Louisiana. So I was just thinking about that. Like, what's the whole idea with us always having some type of mountain? You know what I'm saying? It's something. You just think about it. Were the mound builders trying to just put together a mountain, if there were none, you know, to imitate? So, and then I just thought the names were interesting. Meru, right? Is the name of the mountains on those maps. And then you got Peru, right, in South America. And then you have the mountain in South America that's called, can I find it on the map here? Oh, let me see here. Sion. You have the Sion, which if you read the etymology, I think is interesting because what we were always taught to call Zion isn't Zion, it's Sion. And there it is in South America. Or a mountain in South America, that is. So, but I think that's everything. I just wanted to share those things. I'll leave everything in the description box. I'll be back. I'm just, like I said, I'm in healing from the wreck and everything like that. So, but I'll be back, everybody. Just take care, all right?